Alright guys, I don't know how well this video is going to be because I had the wrong mount on my GoPro, and as you can see I'm driving at nighttime. I just so happened to have the GoPro on me, and I just had a problem arise with my truck. And I actually was asked this before I had YouTube, and I always wondered why I had this problem, and there's not really too many YouTube videos showing what the problem is and how to fix it, and everybody thinks it's, you know, a big expensive fix, and I just want to go over what I'm talking about. As you see right now, I'm cruising at about 50, and if you have a 47 RE, you have 4 gears, and I have an automatic Dodge Ram 2500, and my 4th gear is overdrive, and right now I'm cruising in overdrive, and you can see the RPMs. But watch the miles per hour and the RPMs. I'll let a little bit off the gas, and I'm over 50 miles an hour, so keep that in mind. But watch when I let off the gas just a little bit. Watch the RPMs. See, it went up just a little bit. I'm in 3rd gear again. Now watch, I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas, and the overdrive will kick back in. See the RPMs go up, then went back down. Now watch, I'm gonna let off the gas again. No, I didn't do it that time. Hold up. Actually, it did. I'm not in overdrive. And now I just kick back into overdrive. And it's supposed to be in overdrive the entire time right now. And even if I get up to 60, I would show you guys, but there's a van in front of me. But I can get up to 60 miles an hour, and even if I let off the gas at 60 miles an hour, it still kicks back into 3rd. So I have not had this problem for the longest time. When I first bought this truck, I had the problem. And just like any first Cummins owner, I was freaking out thinking, oh, you know, Cummins has a bad rep for destroying Dodge transmissions. So I thought, oh crap, I got a lemon of a truck. Well, I did a little bit of research, and the transmission and everything shifted fine. It was only when I was going into overdrive, so I thought, you know, before I'd know as much as I know now about transmissions, that there was a band or something wrong with the transmission, and it was just probably not adjusted and whatnot. Well, I did a little bit of research, looked at some YouTube videos, and like I said before, there's no YouTube videos really on this problem. So I'm gonna drive back home tonight, and in the morning I'm gonna show you guys what the problem I believe is. I believe I have a little bit of acid on my battery terminal, and that often causes this issue. So there's 3 or 4 things that causes this issue, and the reason that this causes the issue is, from what I know, so I could be wrong, but from what I know, it's an electrical interference between your alternator and your sensor inside of the engine bay. And what happens is, if there's a lot of electrical interference, it'll throw that sensor off, and it'll throw your transmission and kind of like a whack in between overdrive. I want to see if I can slow down real quick and let this van speed up, and see if I can speed up a little bit and show you guys what I'm talking about when I go into 60. Alright, so right now I'm in about 3rd, a little bit below 1,000 RPM, so we give a little bit of gas. You can see it slowly climbing up, still in 3rd, and when it hits about 50, it should click into overdrive just like that. Now I want to speed up to about 55, 60. I'm going to let off a little bit of the gas, so watch the RPM. Oh, actually, I'm giving it gas and it just let off. But you see it's at 55 and 60, and I'm in 3rd gear right now. And look at the RPMs. So I'm gonna let off the gas, go back down to 50, get a little bit of gas, and bam, if you guys were looking at the RPMs, it's shifted right back into overdrive. If I'm giving it constant fuel or constant pressure on the gas pedal, it stays into overdrive. But as soon as I let a little bit off the gas pedal, it kicks right back into 3rd. And like I said, I don't know how what the camera is. I'm sorry, like I said, this just happens as I'm driving home tonight. And I happen to have the GoPro on me, so I don't want to record this because I remember that guy texted me over Instagram, asking me what the problem was. And I kind of explained to him a little bit what it was, and I think he actually did end up solving the issue. But like I said, it's from my experience, it was between 3 things why my truck was doing this. And it was, I had a little bit of acid on the battery terminal. I cleaned all the battery terminals off, and it solved the issue for a little while. And then I had 2 ground points in the engine bay, which I ended up scraping with a filer and scraping the connections with a filer and getting all like the little rust and residue off of those, screwed them back in, and that stopped it completely. Well, then about a month later, I started having the issue again. Well, I ended up finding a noise isolator on BD's website, which was about $17. Hooked it up, never had the issue again. It's been about, I'd say 7 or 8 months since I put that BD noise isolator on there, and since cleaning the terminals and filing down all the ground points, and I've never had the electrical interference again. The transmission's been running excellent until tonight. And I live in Florida. It just recently started getting cold about yesterday or the day prior, so I don't know if the weather has maybe an issue with this, but once I get home, I'm gonna go ahead and lock the truck up in the garage, and I'll bring the camera back out in the morning, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'll see you then. All right, this is the next day after. I've already got the truck semi torn apart. Already got one battery out. Those terminals were fine. I got a little bit of raxes, clean up a little bit with the degreaser. But this is the terminal, I think that's the culprit. Obviously it has corrosion all over it. This one's pretty good over here. So this is the only one that had a little bit of corrosion on it. How I'm going to clean this, usually I use a wire brush and battery cleaner. It's like a spray, and then the petroleum jelly I put on the outside. You kind of see a little bit still of that one I put on there a while back. But for today's video, I'm just going to use stuff that's around the house. So I'm going to use some baking soda, a Scotch Brite pad, and a little bit of water to react with the baking soda. So let's go ahead and put a little bit on there. Alright, this water. You can hear it kind of reacting. We're gonna throw a little bit more on there just to be on the safe side. That's my phone's going crazy. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the terminal off and we'll hit it with the Scotch Brite pad. I finished cleaning the terminal up. Like I said, I use this regular household product, so anybody that watches this video can more than likely use the same process instead of going out and buying anything. Just use the baking soda, a little bit of water, and the Scotch Brite pad to get the little fine stuff out of the holes. But I still have a little bit left, so I'll get in there after I stop with this clip. But I just want to go over the 2 ground points as well I was talking about. This is one of the ground points, and as you can see, I don't know if the camera can get in there or not. It's all the paint's scratched off. I scratched all that off with a filer, so the connection was a little bit better between the connector and the metal. And then the second point was right here, and same thing, I just scratched it up really well with a filer, and that stopped my issue for a little bit, and definitely helps out with the electrical interference. It just gives you better ground points. And another quick trick I forgot to mention last night is, if you're having this problem is going in between 3rd and 4th, try doing this to see if this might solve your problem. Put aluminum foil around this alternator wire right here. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I did this originally to see if maybe that was the problem with my torque converter. And sure enough, I put aluminum foil around this alternator wire and it stopped my issue for a little while. And I wouldn't say completely stopped my issue. I would just say out of 10 times of it shifting in and out of 3rd and 4th, like say I went from a stop up to 50 or up to 60 10 times, I would say 8 out of those 10 times it would constantly go into overdrive. And before putting aluminum foil on it, I would say 2 out of 10 times it was actually going to overdrive and not kick back in, or kick back into 3rd, I'm sorry. Well, now 10 out of 10 times it automatically goes into overdrive, and I have no issues until, you know, last night when I was showing you guys the video. But I fear this will be a good video to make. So if you are having a problem going in between 3rd and 4th, which is overdrive, if it's kind of like hesitating going back and forth, try this out. Put the aluminum foil on your alternator wire. Make sure you have no corrosion on any of your battery terminals. My other battery's down there. And then try scratching these little ground points. This one and this one over here, and make sure you're getting a good ground from the contact between the metal and the connector. And then if you have no corrosion, aluminum foil on there, the ground points look good, and if it's still hesitating going in between 3rd and 4th, then go buy this BD noise isolator, which is right here. See if I can get a better look. It's just down there into the map sensor. It's just a little wire, and I bought this one from BD. It's about, I want to say it was $17. It's no more than 20, and it takes about 5 seconds to install, and you can do it yourself. And that should definitely wipe out your hesitation between 3rd and 4th. Like I said, when I first bought the truck, I was freaking out because nobody had any information on this truck at all about this issue. I would look on Cummins forums and everybody was like, oh yeah, your transmission's going out, this and that. I knew my transmission wasn't going out. It didn't feel like it was, and I've been in trucks where transmissions have gone out, and you usually lose a gear completely. And I didn't lose park or neutral or reverse or anything like that, so I knew the transmission had been pretty good. So I kept looking, and I couldn't find anything on the Cummins forums, couldn't find anything on YouTube or anything in general, honestly. Well, I found this guy at a gas station, and he had a second gen Cummins. And the reason I found out about this originally is he had a second gen Cummins. He walked up to me and was like, "Hey man, you have a nice truck, blah blah blah." And it was an old man, had a bone stock Cummins, and he was like, "Just out of curiosity, does your truck skip in between third and fourth?" And I said, "Yeah." I was like, "How'd you know that?" He was like, "Oh, because I had the same issue." Walked over to his truck, popped his hood, and sure enough, his alternator wire was wrapped in aluminum foil, and his truck did not shift back and forth. And the aluminum foil trick worked. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, 8 out of 10 times it would work. And but just the aluminum foil looked ghetto in my opinion. And this is no show truck whatsoever, so don't get me wrong. But it just looked ghetto. But I just wanted to see if maybe that was my problem. So I wrapped it in aluminum foil, and like I said, it stopped hesitating. And then I knew from that point on it was an electrical problem with the interference inside the engine bay. And that's why I'm saying, to see if your problem is that, check the terminals, wrap in aluminum foil, check your ground points, and if it stops, it's great, you have an electrical problem. If not, you more likely have to do something with your transmission. But like I said, I just want to throw this video out there. It was kind of a video out of nowhere. I just started having this problem last night, so I figured I would throw it up. But I'm gonna go ahead and button everything back up, throw the battery back in there, and we'll take it out for a drive and see if that fixed the issue. Transmission's been doing good. Watch, it's about to go in a third. Sorry, my hand's shaking. I'm trying to like steer too. Hold up. There it went. That was third, and then overdrive. And we're going up a hill right now. That's why it was over 50. But it's still locked in. Look, the RPMs, let off the gas, and it's still locked in. It hasn't been hesitating. I've been driving it for a little while now. It's been doing great. I want to do, this truck's right behind me. I'll see if I can get over real quick and then slow down and show you guys one more time. Slowing it down to 50. Alright, we're in third and just locked into overdrive, right over 45, and it's still locked in. Let off the gas a little bit. Give it some more. Still locked in overdrive. Like I said, guys, it's always an electrical issue. Actually, you know what? Hold up, I'm about to show you guys something. I'm not even gonna edit this out. Just show you guys in real time the transmission really is good. I'll let all these cars pass real quick. If I can get over here real quick. Alright, still doing good. Just logged right back in. We're gonna come down here real quick. I have a little secret spot down here that I do burnouts every now and then, so I was gonna show you guys that it was in fact an electrical problem, not the transmission acting funny. So don't fall for guys that tell you that your transmission is going out and you gotta spend thousands of dollars to repair it and all this other crap. I always go right here and do a little burnout, so I'll do a little burnout for you guys. As you can see, there's actually some burnouts right there from me. But I'm gonna throw you in the case real quick and back up, and I'll do this real fast. This looks about good. Throw them apart. I'll throw you guys in this case real quick. Sorry if the audio is really bad. As you can see, the truck's still doing good. Transmission's fine. So like I said, don't let people fall. Or let me get away from the truck real quick so you guys can hear me. But like I said, check if you're having this problem with the electrical issue or your transmission going in and out of third and fourth gear. Try the aluminum foil trick I taught you guys. Throw the aluminum foil on the alternator wire. Try that out. If that solves your issue for a little bit, then you know it's definitely an electrical problem. So then do the terminals. Make sure the terminals are clean. Make sure the ground points are good, and if that solves your problem completely, then look into that BD noise isolator. That way you never have the problem again. And then other than that, guys, thanks for watching. The first burnout I was doing, I thought I saw a car drive by, so I let off of it. That's why I came up here and did another one. And I thought I saw another car come by, so I let off of it again. But I'll show you guys, my locker does work. Everybody always asks me, they think I'm a one tire fire, and I'll show you guys, I definitely both tires spin. This was me the other day. This was just me that you guys just saw. So yeah, transmission definitely works, which like it is a mildly built Suncoast. I mean, it does pretty good, not too shabby. But if you guys have any questions, or if you guys do have this issue and are still having this issue, just DM me over Instagram at What the Duck, and I'll definitely help you guys out. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.